Krishna is not born on this earth. He appears. You see, Krishna is always existing. It is like the sun. The sun rises and sets, and the next day it's not a new sun that comes up. It's actually the same sun.
The time that Lord Krishna was born, he was born at midnight. And then we very well know that midnight is actually the darkest, and it's at its peak of darkness.
Namaste and Hare Krishna, and welcome to the Bhakti Broadcast once again. So welcome to Anusha Mataji. Thank you for joining us again on the Bhakti Broadcast.
Hare Krishna to you all.
Yes, so it is a very, very auspicious occasion, especially for us because it's to do with our dear Lord Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and last week we celebrated the appearance day of Lord Balaram. So it is in this very auspicious occasion. So we did say that Krishna is actually the object of service. Okay, we pray to him, we glorify him. And Balaram, the difference, even though he is Krishna himself, but in a fair complexion, Krishna is the color of a monsoon cloud, but Balaram is actually service. He is the guru, he is a spiritual master. His only job and purpose is to actually serve Krishna. And now we come to celebrate Krishna's appearance day. Yes, I wanted to touch on the fact that Krishna is not born on this earth. He appears. You see, Krishna is always existing. It is like the sun. The sun rises and sets, and the next day it's not a new sun that comes up. It's actually the same sun. So it's the same with Krishna. Krishna goes all over the universe. You see, he goes with his whole entourage of devotees. So he has his pastimes in all other planets. And he comes down, like in Brahma's day, he comes down just once in Brahma's day. So we are so fortunate that 5,000 years ago, Krishna actually came down to this planet. The supreme, highest Lord, okay, the absolute, came down during this time. And Krishna is merciful again because on his appearance day, we get to associate with him. Devotees fast. Okay, they do a Nirjala fast, which means they don't drink water, they don't consume food. They just focus their mind on Krishna, and you attract Krishna by that. All right? So I'm going to talk about the significance of Krishna's appearance. So let's give you a little bit of context. What happened was Krishna's uncle named Kamsa, he took his sister and put her in a jail. And she had to basically give birth to all her children because it was foretold that the 8th child of Devaki, which was Kamsa's sister, would be the destruction of Kamsa the demon king. So yes. Kamsa wanted to kill the child when he was just born. He thought he can take charge of his fate, all right? But as usual, demons are wrong because they can't really do that. So Kamsa locked Devaki and her husband, Vasudeva, in his prison in Mathura. So Devaki had 7 children, and then the 8th child was going to be Krishna. Now the first 6 children that came through, Kamsa killed them immediately. As soon as they were born, Vasudeva gave it to Kamsa. Kamsa killed them immediately because he didn't want to wait. If Vasudeva and Devaki had a child and he kept them in the prison, they would have taken a long time for them to have another child. So he hurried up the process and he killed those children. As soon as she had a child, he killed them immediately. So what happened was, the first 6 children of Devaki were actually cursed in their previous life. You see, in their previous life, those sons of Devaki were the grandsons of the demon Hiranyakashipu. And for those of you who don't know Hiranyakashipu, he was actually, in his previous life, the gatekeeper in Vaikuntha as Jai and Vijay. So he was Jai, and he was cursed by the 4 Kumars, okay, to take birth into the material world as the enemy of the Lord. So therefore he took birth as Hiranyakashipu, and then as Kamsa, and also as Ravan. So I'm sure a lot of people know of Ravan, right? Because Rama killed Ravan.
Yes.
So that was the pastime. And during the time of Hiranyakashipu, he had 6 grandchildren. So he was like the father to the grandchildren. But those grandchildren started worshipping Brahma to try and avoid death. And Hiranyakashipu did not like that. So he cursed them. He says, in your next life, you will be killed by a father, meaning by himself. They were actually born to Devaki, and then as Kamsa, Hiranyakashipu took rebirth as Kamsa. So Kamsa killed those 6 children to basically, do the curse, let that curse come to pass. So that's what happened. But on a symbolic way, those 6 children represent something else. The 6 demonic qualities of the mind. You see, in order for Krishna to appear in your heart, your mind must be cleansed. So Devaki's womb also had to be cleansed, because each of those children, they took away the 6 demonic qualities, which is lust, anger, greed, madness, illusion, and envy. So those 6 children represented that, and when they
Those
came into the
6,
womb,
yes.
yes, they took away those 6 bad qualities from the womb. They basically purified the womb for Krishna's coming. And who came next was actually Balaram. With Krishna's Yogamaya, Krishna's internal potency, Krishna took Balaram from Devaki and transported him into the womb of Rohini, which was Vasudeva's wife in Vrindavan. Okay? And Balaram is actually Adi Guru. He's referred to as Adi Guru, the spiritual master, because only with the mercy of Balaram can you approach Krishna. So
Krishna.
Balaram was a spiritual master. So the symbolism of that in devotee life is that we need to get rid of those 6 bad qualities of the mind. Okay? Lust, anger, greed, madness, illusion, and envy. Once that comes out, a spiritual master comes into our life. We do get, in the form of a devotee. All right? A devotee might give you a book, and that's how I came to the movement. One of the Bhakti broadcasts, I'd like to speak how I came to the movement. A devotee was so kind enough to give me a book called The Science of Self-Realization. And that's what made me come towards Krishna. And I'm so, so grateful to this Mataji that actually sold me that book. I'm so grateful. And Krishna sends his devotees to lost souls in the world, those who are seeking him. And
Yes.
the devotees actually start to engage with the lost souls, and they are able to basically deliver Krishna to them. So when our heart is pure and clean and clear, that's when Krishna comes into our heart and we're able to feel him.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Yes, before I continue, I just want to say that it's a very, very good enlightenment. We should at Bhakti Broadcast do a special program on how we were inspired to become Vaishnavas. And there was one important thing that you said about the science of self-realization. And that was the very same way I actually joined ISKCON 34 years ago. But it's going to be a story for our forthcoming programs. So I'm sure our viewers are going to be excited to hear how did Kumaran and Anusha come about being devotees of Srila Prabhupada and join the ISKCON movement.